While the last-minute nervous coordination is made, if everyone would please shut down your cell phones, that would be helpful.
Good afternoon. My name is Paul Walksmith. I've recently picked up the torch as Scoutmaster of Troop 417, and I'm pleased to serve as Master of Ceremonies as we honor Nathaniel Carr for attaining Scouts BSA's highest rank, the Eagle Scout Award. This is a great moment worthy of celebration. Before we begin our program, I'd like to introduce a few people. Troop 417 Committee alumnus, Mr. Wayne Weaver, NCAC Western Shores Assistant District Commissioner for Charles County, Mr. Robert Davidson. Troop 417 and recently former Scoutmaster, Mr. Stephen Foster. Eagle Scout Coordinator, Mr. Wayne Van Gordon. Eagle Scout Christian Carr. Senior Patrol Leader Sam Bensel. And Good Shepherd's Religious Emblem Coordinator, Dr. Amy Warren. As a reminder, there will be a reception honoring our new Eagle immediately following the ceremony. Now, please rise for the invocation presented by Mr. Wayne Weaver and remain standing for the presentation of the colors.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Wayne Weaver again, for those who missed it. Lord Bladen Powell, Scouting's founder, once said, "A scout undertakes a promise to do his duty to his king and his country only in the second place. His first duty is to God." The Scout Oath states, "On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country." Having God first is in our scouting oath. An Eagle Scout never undertakes anything of importance without first invoking the blessing of God. Therefore, let us invoke the blessing of the greatest Scoutmaster of all Scouts before we begin this Eagle Court of Honor. Taking our individual attitudes and meditations, let us pray. Lord, we invoke your blessing here today as we prepare to celebrate and recognize one of your young men who have attained the rank of Eagle Scout by teaching, mentoring, and living according to your word in the tenets of the Scout Oath and law. We ask that your grace rest upon each one of us, and especially upon Nathan Carr as he continues his lifelong flight as an Eagle Scout in your service. May we share your love with one another and celebrate Nathan's accomplishments in his scouting. We ask that you bless the food, the refreshments we will share later this afternoon, and that the nourishment we receive will be better service to you and for betterment of the world, our community, our friends, and family, and ourselves. Amen.
Scout salute. Color guard, attention. Forward march. Color guard, halt. Present the colors. Everyone, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2, color guard, retreat. Please join me in reciting the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. 2, you may be seated.
I now call on Bob Davidson, as representative of the Boy Scouts of America, to officially convene this Court of Honor.
By the power vested in me by the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America, I declare this Court of Honor to be duly convened in the purpose of presenting the Eagle Scout Award to Nathaniel Carr.
We began our program this afternoon with the Scout Oath, a promise that Nathaniel has recited many times. The Scout Oath is not the only promise he has made. However, just as the Scout Law is not the only set of rules he has ever followed, I'd like to invite Amy Warren to talk about some of the other codes of conduct our honoree has followed during his scouting career.
The scouting program is designed to grow with the scout. During his time as a Tiger Cub, Nathaniel learned and tried to live by the Cub Scout promise and law of the pack, ideals he exchanged for the Scout Oath and Scout Law as the Cub program was redesigned to share the same familiar words etched into the hearts and minds of older Scouts since the Boy Scouts of America was founded in 1910. That is not to suggest, however, that the meaning and import of those words stays the same over time. A Lion Cub Scout may struggle to even say a word like trustworthy. A Life Scout may struggle with situations where being trustworthy isn't as easy as it seems. Sometimes even the definition is not simple. Take the Scout motto, be prepared, something every Scout must learn. When Scouting founder Robert Baden-Powell was asked just what a Scout should be prepared for, he replied, "Why, for any old thing." The Scout slogan, "Do a good turn daily," is a little easier to understand, if no easier to obey. How many of us will go to bed tonight unable to remember even a small act of service we performed today, but at least we know what's expected of us. The memorization and the meaning don't end with the oath, law, motto, and slogan. New Scouts must also memorize the Outdoor Code, the bedrock of Scouting's outdoor ethics program since 1948. As an American, I will do my best to be careful with fire, be considerate in the outdoors, be conservation-minded. Over time, Scouts deepen their understanding by mastering the principles of leave no trace and tread lightly, principles that guide their decisions no matter what they are doing in the outdoors. Nathaniel's Eagle Project stands as a testament to these principles, which strive to educate and encourage members of the community to follow them as well. Although there's no addendum to the Scout Oath or Scout Law, no adult version to be learned later, understanding deepens there as well. What trustworthy and loyal mean at age 11 is much different than what they mean at age 18, or 25, or even 47. Every day, Nathaniel will make decisions based on those words he has recited each week in the troop. Additionally, through peer election to the Order of the Arrow, Nathaniel has been recognized by his peers as a scout who exemplifies the Scout Oath and Law in his daily life. And later in this ceremony, he will repeat one more promise, the Eagle Scout promise. The important thing to remember is that these promises are not just for his time in scouting, they're for life. It will always be important to act on our honor, help others, be prepared, and do a good turn daily. And this applies to all of us.
We are gathered here tonight, or today, this afternoon, to mark the end of a long journey, a journey up the trail to Eagle. Just under 5 years ago, Nathaniel Carr crossed over from Cub Scout Pack 417 to join us in Boy Scout Troop 417. Where is Nathaniel? There he is. As a new scout, his first task was to demonstrate his knowledge of scouting's basics, including our ideals. He became a full-fledged scout, earning the scout badge. This new badge didn't stay in his uniform long, however. He quickly worked through the tenderfoot requirements, focusing on physical fitness, honoring our flag, serving others, preparing for his first campout of many, and learning basic first aid skills. He was now a tenderfoot. Soon a year had passed. Nathaniel learned about water safety, nature, orienteering, and knot tying. He learned to protect himself and others and took part in a program on the dangers of alcohol, drugs, and tobacco. All of this and more earned him the second-class badge. Remaining active in the troop at this point required adaptability and resourcefulness. Nathaniel had been on many hikes and some campouts that looked a little different. It rained a lot on us. He served in many ways and mastered all the basic skills of scouting. Despite the challenges of a worldwide pandemic, he became a first-class scout in the spring of 2021, and he truly was a first class. But the path ahead was less clear. There were choices to be made. Merit badges, leadership in the troop, service hours. His hard work and persistence, he made those decisions and completed the requirements to earn the star rank. At this point, the journey becomes more challenging, yet he persevered, earning badges like citizenship and society, personal management, emergency preparedness, and a preparation for life beyond scouting. He worked hard. He attended the National Youth Leadership Training, served as senior patrol leader, and completed more service hours to become a life scout, one step away from Eagle. So, life scout. It is now time not just to participate in a service project. Now he had to plan and lead such a project on his own. True to his position as Troop 417's outdoor ethics guide, he partnered with Mr. Juan Rodriguez, director of Clearwater Nature Center in Clinton, Maryland, to plan an interactive tree trail. Not only does this trail inform visitors of the tree species around the Nature Center, it also educates them about the principles of outdoor ethics in a number of ways. I'd now like to ask Mr. Rodriguez to come up and share a few words about the impact of Nathaniel's project.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Juan, the director of Clearwater Nature Center. So it's an honor to be here today to honor Nathaniel and his progress in becoming an Eagle Scout. And one of the things that was really notable for our Nature Center, I'm fairly new to the center, is that we noticed there's a lot of trees that had a lot of marks and graffitis on it. And you know, as someone who appreciates nature and animals, we want to find a way that we can sort of educate our public to find a way for folks to actually appreciate our trees. They're also important to our environment. So it just so happened that Nathaniel and his troop have been part of the Nature Center for quite a while. And we actually teamed up together and we found a way to make sure that our public is actually have a better appreciation for our trees and for nature. So this was a perfect example of a way for utilizing his skill sets to be able to help our general public learn more about it. Sort of the results and the fruit from this labor is now we have a lot more folks that are coming through, taking an opportunity to really learn about the trees, but even going even deeper, we actually, Nathaniel set up a QR code for all the trees. So, we have a young generation of people that are really in tune to technology. So we're making this as accessible to various age groups, young and mature, to be able to have a better appreciation for our wilderness and for our nature center. So thank you, Nathaniel. Great work.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez, and the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission for your support of scouting in our community. We hope it is a partnership that will continue well into the future. Now, here he stands, his project complete, his merit badges earned, poised at the pinnacle of scouting. Nathaniel, please have a seat. Logan, please escort him. Scout Honor Guard, please sit down. And you too.
As Scouts, we are bound together in brotherhood by a sacred set of principles for living, whose origins are lost in the mist of time. Listen now to the wisdom of the winds.
I am the spirit of the east wind. I represent the common law, a scout's duty to God and to country. Trustworthy, loyal, and helpful are the qualities that one who lives by the laws of this land must possess. The scout must always be worthy of trust and show loyalty to all to whom it is due. May the daily good turn be a central focus of your life.
As the spirit of the west wind, I represent the law of equity, your duty to country and to others. Friendly, courteous, and kind are the principles that speak of conscience. They create the atmosphere that comes from within your heart. Kindle the desire to be a friend to those of all ages and stations in life. Be courteous to those whom you pass along the trail. Cast away the harmful spirits of unfriendliness and selfishness.
I am the spirit of the south wind. I represent civil law, your duty to others, and to self. Obedient, cheerful, and thrifty are the marks of civility. Obedience is something we all must learn. to take orders and carry them out cheerfully. Real thrift means spending both money and time wisely and sharing both of those less fortunate within us.
I am the spirit of the north wind, the most powerful of all. I represent the divine law, your duty to be brave and clean and reverent. To be brave is to be unselfish in service, always prepared to face the unknown. Cast from your mind and body any unclean spirits that try to weaken or destroy you. Live a life of reverence toward God. As you have ascended the trail toward Eagle, your abilities have grown. More has been expected of you, and you have faced greater challenges. One thing has remained unchanged, your pledge to the Scout Oath and Scout Law. May our words help you to remain true to your pledge as you now take flight.
It is now time for the highlight of our program, the presentation of the Eagle Scout Award, a solemn event, the climax of many years of hard work, an occasion for pride and joy, and a time for serious contemplation. The Eagle Scout Award is the highest and most coveted rank in scouting, achieved by fewer than 4% of all scouts in the U.S. At this point, we trust you have achieved our purpose in building of character, training of leadership, and the practice of serving. I'd like to ask Scoutmaster Steve Foster to come forward to make the appropriate presentations.
Good afternoon. Careful examination has been made by the court as to the qualifications of this candidate. Proficiency in the various crafts and skills prescribed for the rank of Eagle has been checked. His records of the merit badges earned have been approved and certified by the appropriate counselors. Nathaniel has demonstrated his capacity for leadership and commitment to service. He has demonstrated his loyalty and his duty to God and country. Becoming an Eagle Scout is a great honor. It is a great responsibility. At this time, I'd like to ask 417 alum and Eagle Scout Christian Carr to remind you, I think you know him, of what is required of you as a scout.
Nathaniel, during your time in scouting, you have learned and lived the Scout Oath and Scout Law, the Scout motto, Scout slogan, and the outdoor code. They and the lessons they taught became a part of you. I challenge you on behalf of all Eagle Scouts to accept the responsibilities as well as the honor of the Eagle Award. An Eagle Scout must live with honor. His honor is sacred, the foundation of all character. An Eagle will live so that he reflects credit upon his home, church, school, friends, and himself. May the white of your badge remind you to live with honor. An Eagle Scout is loyal. Neither pain nor profit, pride nor personal loss shall sway his loyalty. The blue on your badge is the emblem of loyalty. An Eagle Scout is courageous. Courage gives all character force and strength. With trust in God and faith in his fellow man, he faces each day unafraid and seeks his share of the world's work to do. Let the red of your badge remind you of courage. Finally, an Eagle Scout is service-oriented. Extend a helping hand to those who toil along the scouting trail you have completed, just as others have aided you. The daily good turn must take on a new meaning in a lifelong pattern of service. Protect and defend the weak and helpless, comfort the unfortunate and oppressed, uphold the rights of others as well as your own. Remember, real leadership is founded upon real service. Tonight, you will recite the Eagle Scout promise as you live out the life of an Eagle. These words will become a part of you. I challenge you to remember and live by all the promises you have made as a scout, all the codes you have agreed to follow.
I was waiting. All right. Now it's finally time for that Eagle Scout promise we keep talking about. Though the words you will recite are similar to those you've repeated so many times before, tonight they will mean more to you than they ever have. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your oath with the words that close the Declaration of Independence. If I could have all the Eagle Scouts in the room to stand at this time and join us in rededicating by repeating the Eagle Scout promise with our new Eagle Scout. Eagle Scout, all right. All right, Scout sign, repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance to the 3 points of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example. My rank and my influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship. In my troop and in my community, and in my contacts with other people, to this I pledge my sacred honor. 2, please be seated. We've heard a lot about what it means to be an Eagle Scout. Now our honoree will have a chance to tell us a little bit about what being an Eagle Scout means to him.
Scouting has been a part of my life as long as I can remember. As a Cub Scout, I just remember having fun with my friends and learning a lot of things, like making a cardboard pocket knife for my whittling shape. When I crossed over into Boy Scouts, I started working on all different types of merit badges. My favorite thing, though, has been to go to different summer camps. Really, the things I have enjoyed the most about Scouts are regularly meeting new people and going new places and doing new things. And during the pandemic, it was virtual merit badge classes that kept me tied to scouting. In fact, it was during a Zoom troop meeting that I decided to run for Assistant Senior Patrol Leader. This meant that I would automatically become Senior Patrol Leader in 6 months. At first, I just wanted to have fun like the other Scouts, and I had to remind myself that I was supposed to be leading them. It took a little while, but I was able to find my voice, and I learned to manage meetings and do activities pretty well. As an Eagle Scout, I will continue to play an active role in my troop. I will share my knowledge with the younger Scouts coming into leadership roles, and continue to practice the EDGE method, teaching younger scouts all I've learned throughout my years of scouting. I will help with event planning and make sure the newer members of the troop get to experience some of the great things I did. Like sleeping on the USS Constellation in Baltimore and spending a day at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia. One specific plan I have is to work with the older scouts to plan a troop meeting to Sea Base in 2025. I also enjoy attending monthly Order of the Arrow meetings, and I hope to be able to participate more with my lodge. Outside of scouting, I enjoy playing in a recreational soccer league. I am also active in my church, and I'm looking forward to serving with the Appalachia Service Project in June. Additionally, I became a Red Cross certified lifeguard last summer and spent most of my time working at a local neighborhood pool. I enjoyed that a lot and plan to work as a lifeguard again this summer. In every one of these activities, I will apply the skills and values I have gained in my journey towards becoming an Eagle Scout. I know this will help me to succeed in whatever I do. I would like to thank all of the leaders of Troop 417 that have helped me get to where I am. I would especially like to thank Mr. Van Gordon and Mr. Foster. Mr. Foster has been the Scoutmaster of Troop 417 for a very, very long time. Yeah. As a boy, he was actually part of his father's troop. Surprisingly, he himself never made Eagle. I would like to correct that today. Mr. Foster, I'd like to present you with your own Eagle Award.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to introduce at this time Good Shepherd's Director of Music, Mr. Brian Turnmeyer.
I learned a couple of nights. When I left the meeting, I promptly forgot. When we went camping, you had me learn them again. When I taught the new boy, they really said it. As a boy, I couldn't do all that much, just enough to barely follow along. With a little bit of practice and a lot of love, you've helped my wings go strong. Now I'm an eagle, and I can spread my wings. I can soar to the tops of mountains. No matter what life brings, I am an eagle, prepared to lift others as I rise, seeing who needs help and what's my role. With a sharp and well-trained eye, I am an eagle. state by the time he's first class. He taught me how to recognize signs of shock and a heart attack. Now I know CPR and how to treat frostbite. If I'm ever there in emergency, prepare me to save a life. Now I'm an eagle, and I can spread my wings. I can soar to the tops of mountains, no matter what life brings. I am an eagle, prepared to lift others as I rise, seeing who needs help and what's my role. With a sharp and well-trained eye, I am an eagle. I thought that Scouts was all about earning a rank, sign off on my blue cards, and I'll never see this uniform again. Now I see the values you've brought out in me. It's my duty to help others grow their own wings. Now I'm an eagle, and I can spread my wings. I can soar to the tops of mountains, no matter what life brings. I am an eagle, prepared to lift others as I rise, seeing who needs help and what's my role. With a sharp and well-trained eye, I am an eagle. I am an eagle. I am an eagle. You are an eagle.
If I could have the honor guard escort the candidates' parents forward, please. Nathaniel, by the authority vested in me by the BSA National Court of Honor, it is my privilege and pleasure to present you with the Eagle Scout Award, which I will ask your mother to pen over your heart. Next, we will present you with your Eagle Scout certificate, which has been signed by the BSA's president and the Chief Scout Executive. Nathaniel, your parents have undoubtedly been your primary source of support and strength. No one will ever know the unnumbered acts of self-sacrifice from your mother, which has helped lead to this day. In recognition of her devotion and as a symbol of what your mother has made possible, please present her with this Eagle Mother's pin. In turn, your father has stood by you over the years, offering his encouragement, assistance, and advice. As a symbol of what he has contributed to your attainment of this award, please present your father with this Eagle lapel pin. All right. One last pen is the mentor pen.
also are presenting him with the patch for his new rank and a membership card in the National Eagle Scout Association.
I think so. Okay. We're not through yet. We have a few folks that would like to share a few words, starting with myself. And one of the things that I just want to point out about Nathaniel and his journey. Have you been camping with us before? Okay, how many camping nights do you have? Okay, 74 camping nights. That, I wish I knew that. And how many of those were below 32 degrees? Because one year we had six camping nights below 32 degrees. So I know that. I think, Kristen, you were part of that trend as well. Service hours, excluding his Eagle project. How many? Oh, man, be prepared. 73 hours. 73 hours at a minimum in contribution to your community. This says 7 hiking miles. I think there's a few more that we didn't record properly. We haven't done the cycling merit badge yet, so you've got 24 miles on your bike. So this spring, I'm committing to the cycling trip, which ends in a 50. So we'll quadruple that number. How many merit badges do you have? All right, that's close. 57, and more to go. Of the 57, 21 are required for Eagle. Those merit badges are life skills, personal finance, to instill the value of saving your money. Personal finance is a really important one, because I know you want the iPhone 15 that comes out next week. Physical fitness, you name it, first aid, all of those things prepare you for life, right? It's those skills that will carry with you for as long as you live. I have been honored to have met you, I think, 8 years old. Yeah, so I've known you quite a while. I was trying to see if some of my favorite photos made it into there, but as an 8-year-old, it continues to make me feel really old. To see you mature and proud of the young adult that you've become and the journey that you are launching. Eagle is not the end, it's the launching point. And so I look forward to seeing you come back to future ceremonies, delivering the Eagle charge to those that will still be here once you are off soaring with the rest of the Eagles. Really quick, we've had, in Scouting, we've continued the tradition of promoting and graduating Eagle Scouts. But depending upon how you count it, the numbers have kind of remained steady. It's 8.5% in the year 2022. So you are going to be amongst, when the next Eagle Scout report comes from National, you will be in that number, and I think the percentage may be higher just because of the way the numbers are going this year. 35,000 in 22 of 2.7 million Scouts nationwide. So you are a rare commodity. You are a valued commodity and part of the foundation of sound growth and community building. And so again, I salute you. I'm proud of you. It has been a pleasure to be on this journey with you, and I look forward to seeing all the things that you're going to contribute and do in your future. So congrats. Mr. Van Gordon?
No. Mr. Foster was one of our Scoutmasters. And the Scoutmaster Corps is the ones who have day-to-day dealings with the boys, teaching them things, making sure that they are on task. I'm Wayne Van Gordon, the advancement chairman. I'm part of the troop committee, and I have a slightly different view of the scouting program and the boys. Scouting is a journey, as you've heard today many times. Each scout's journey has its own path, its own markers, and is shared with each leader in the troop differently. As a member of the troop committee and a merit badge counselor, my view of Scouts' journey, I said, is different from the Scoutmasters. They see them from meeting to meeting with more direct involvement. So to put all this in context, consider how most boys start their Eagle journey. They enter Scouts from Cub Scouting, where in Cub Scouting, they progress and do things as a group, with their leaders coaxing and pushing them along to get things done. In Troop 417, the Scoutmasters try not to step in unless disaster is imminent. They wait for the boys to take the first steps as individuals and patrol leaders. Then we give them hints or more firm guidance as needed. And this transition to an environment from Cub Scouting to Boy Scouting is the first really big step along the trail to Eagle. But as the advancement chairman, I mostly see them when they come before the troop committee members to be interviewed and deemed worthy of their next rank in scouting. I also see them in the occasional merit badge class and discussion. These meetings, for me, are a snapshot in every scout's progress. They also see me from time to time when we need a bit of calming, which is why I have the old grumpy grizzly bear patch for my patrol patch. So, to Nathaniel. He joined Troop 417 as a very shy young man whose confidence in his new environment wasn't quite there yet. Agreed? In his first interactions with me and my board of review helpers, sometimes getting complete sentences or thoughts was a challenge. This is true of many scouts, and we often see cases of brain freeze that are unrelated to ice cream. But after the first year, my snapshots with Nathaniel showed more focus, thoughtfulness, and confidence that and that had all become more evident. His mental pauses and occasional glimpses for one little hint from a scout leader that wasn't there, or mom, just ceased to happen. He became a very well-spoken young man and was so noted by the district representative and his Eagle Board of Review. And so today he is before us. Troop 417's 58th Eagle Scout in its 32 years of existence. Confident in him or about Nathaniel?
Nathaniel, when I left the troop, I was the records keeper back in 2016, my grandson DeAndre left. And Christian, y'all had your little skirmishes there back and forth about squad leaders and stuff like that. But man, you were so small when you left, and now, I can't believe you're growing into a great man, you know. And I just wanted to congratulate you again on your milestone of making it this far to Eagle. So I just wanted to bring that up. But you were so small, man. You were just running around with all the rest of them. I think you had just come in. And, you know, it's been a long time, something like 7 years, but I'm still around. And if you have any more Eagle Court of Honors that you need an extra person, I'll be available as long as the Lord let me stay here.
Come on up.
Nathaniel, I remember